Welcome to this lesson on understanding employee engagement. In this lesson, we will examine the main drivers of engagement and the causes of employee disengagement. So let's get started. Employee engagement, also called worker engagement, is a business management concept. An engaged employee is one who is fully involved in and enthusiastic about their work, and thus will act in a way that furthers their organization's interests. According to Scarlett surveys, employee engagement is a measurable degree of an employee's positive or negative emotional attachment to their job, colleagues and organization, that profoundly influences their willingness to learn and perform at work. Employee engagement is an outcome of employee motivation and organizational culture, or environment. This might be expressed as motivation plus organization culture equals engagement. Engaged employees care about the future of the company and are willing to invest discretionary effort. Engaged employees feel a strong emotional bond to the organization that employs them, which results in higher retention levels and productivity levels and lower absenteeism. When reliably measured, positive employee engagement can be causally related, or correlated to specific positive business outcomes, by work group and job type. Scarlett surveys refers to these statistical relationships as engagenomics. Eileen Applebaum and her colleagues studied 15 steel mills, 17 apparel manufacturers, and 10 electronic instrument and imaging equipment producers. Their purpose was to compare traditional production systems with flexible high-performance production systems involving teams, training, and incentive pay systems. In all three industries, the plants utilizing high-involvement practices showed superior performance. In addition, workers in the high-involvement plants showed more positive attitudes, including trust, organizational commitment and intrinsic enjoyment of the work. The concept has gained popularity, as various studies have demonstrated links with productivity. It is often linked to the notion of employee voice and empowerment. Employees with the highest level of commitment tend to perform better, and are less likely to leave the organization, which indicates that engagement is linked to organizational performance. For example, at the beverage company of Molson Coors, it was found that engaged employees were 5 times less likely than non-engaged employees to have a safety incident, and 7 times less likely to have a lost time safety incident. In fact, the average cost of a safety incident for an engaged employee was $63, compared with an average of $392 for a non-engaged employee. Consequently, through strengthening employee engagement, the company saved $1,721,760 in safety costs in 2002. In addition, savings were found in sales performance teams through engagement. In 2005, for example, low engagement teams were seen falling behind engaged teams, with a difference in performance-related costs of low versus high engagement teams totaling $2,104,823. In a study of professional service firms, the Hay Group found that offices with engaged employees were up to 43% more productive. Job satisfaction is also linked to productivity. The most striking finding is the almost 52% gaps in operating incomes between companies with highly engaged employees and companies whose employees have low engagement scores. High engagement companies improved 19.2%, while low engagement companies declined 32.7% in operating income during the study period. Recent research has focused on developing a better understanding of how variables such as motivation, quality of work relationships and values of the organization interact, and their link to important work outcomes. As employee productivity is clearly connected with employee motivation and engagement, creating an environment that encourages employee engagement is considered to be essential in the effective management of human capital. While it is possible to measure engagement itself through employee surveys, this does not assist in identifying areas for improvement within organizations. There are a range of factors, known as drivers, that are thought to increase overall engagement. By managing these engagement drivers, an organization can effectively manage engagement levels of its employees. Some of the key drivers identified in engagement research are presented in the slides that follow. Here are some example drivers of engagement. Career opportunities, the opportunities for advancement, career development importance, and the relationship between job performance and career advancement, are critical to achieving a motivated and committed workforce. Compensation and benefits. Your employees need to feel they are fairly paid for the work they perform, when compared to a similar job at a different company. Your compensation structure also needs to be perceived as delivering the right balance between effort and reward. Job security. Job security has been shown to be a fundamental ingredient in promoting motivation and engagement. Organizations need to manage employee perceptions of job security in often challenging and volatile labor markets. And here are some more drivers of engagement. Management. Employee engagement is very much contingent of effective working relationships with the manager, both within the team and within the organization generally. Employees need clear goals, manager support, coaching and feedback, and regular reviews of performance, and open and frequent communication on the direction and performance of the business. Recognition. Engagement requires that employees feel they are properly and fairly recognized for their efforts. Studies show that employees who receive regular recognition and praise are more likely to raise their individual productivity levels, increase engagement with their colleagues, and stay longer at the organization. And safety and working environment. As with Maslow's needs hierarchy, this forms a basic building block for motivation and engagement. Managers need to establish the physical and environmental working conditions, and display overall attention to safety within the workplace, and make a visible commitment to ensuring the health and safety of its employees. And 4 more drivers of engagement are team dynamics. The interpersonal relationships within teams has been shown to be a critical factor in determining the level of engagement in an organization. Managers need to create and empower effective work teams to build motivation, commitment and enhanced engagement. Training and development. Training and development has been to be a highly motivating factor and key to employee retention in most organizations with higher levels of employee engagement #T. Organizations need to apply a structured approach to training and consider the longer-term return on investment from investing in a training and development. Work/life balance. Research has shown that organizations that help employees maintain a good balance between work and personal life have lower absenteeism rates and experience high employee retention. And finally, workplace ethics. Ethical leadership has been shown to contribute significantly to employee morale and to loyalty and higher levels of productivity. Research has consistently shown that organizations which promote ethical behavior across the workplace are likely to achieve high levels of employee engagement. And what causes such disengagement? Among the 49% of employees whose disengagement is related to their managers, Custom Insight identified 4 distinct clusters, the first of which is dysfunctional relationships. 11% of disengaged employees rated their managers low, but still gave high marks to senior leadership and the organization as a whole. In other words, these employees are specifically disengaged with their managers, but they distinguish this from how they feel about the organization overall. The problems employees in this group have with their managers are broad-based, indicating employee-manager relationships that are generally dysfunctional or toxic. A second cause of disengagement is poor communication. 15% are disengaged with their managers due to poor accountability, communication, direction, and feedback. These are managers who are not communicating expectations and direction, helping employees set goals, or holding people accountable. 12% are disengaged with their managers due to a lack of recognition, teamwork, and personal expression. These are managers who are not building relationships and supporting the emotional or interpersonal needs of their employees. And the fourth major cause of disengagement is lack of autonomy and respect. 11% are disengaged with their managers due to a lack of autonomy, fairness, and personal expression. These employees gave their managers high marks for accountability, meaning these managers are doing a good job of driving and enforcing, but they are failing to give their employees enough respect and freedom. Motivation leads to engagement. An organization that achieves higher levels of motivation and maintains a supportive work environment and culture will generate engagement. In the next unit, we will look at an assessment tool you can use to measure the level of motivation and engagement in your work team. Then, we will also look at some practical tips you can follow to promote motivation and engagement. There are a number of activities to complete for this unit. Take the time to complete these in your manual. In this way, you will better learn from and retain the knowledge covered in this unit. Many thanks for your time. Want to learn more? Go to one of our websites to view our many courses on leadership.